Hey guys, Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. How's everybody doing out there today? I just want to make sure everybody understands that what I'm gonna share with you today is first and foremost. Um, I believe it's on the 4th. I'm not positive of it, but I believe it's going to be September 4th. We're going to be in Orlando, Florida. Actually, let me make sure. Let me check that date and make sure that's positive. What I'm telling you, the correct information. I want everybody to know about that. It's going to be doing a live sales class there. We're gonna have a lot of fun at that event. It is the biggest and largest event. So it is October 30th, 1st through November 3rd, and I think I'm speaking there. I believe either on the 2nd or the 3rd. I'll get that date all set up for you so you guys know what the actual date is. But I'm also going to be going a little bit of tour around the South. We're going to be in Greenville, Atlanta. We're going to be on some basically some East Coast cities in Florida, and I'm still looking to do something in Orlando and possibly even in Tampa. Now, in Orlando, we'll be there in that early November day at the PWNA, but I'm also some other guys have asked me to do some other things. We might do another round there while I'm there for a couple of weeks. Guys, I just want to give a shout out to John Tornabene. Garage cleaning class is going on. I don't know the dates. It's in November, mid-November, and it'll be up at Trudy's event at the Panhandle Show. If you guys want to get registered for that, get involved with John's event. It's pretty good stuff. John's got the best garage cleaning class, I think, on the planet. So I definitely think you guys want to get involved with John on that. Make sure you get into his class. It's really, really good stuff. So if you guys got any questions or anything like that, just feel free to ask the questions. I'm ready to answer them. You guys got some questions, just let me know. We'll get them answered. Right now, I wanted to tell you basically a little bit about what we go over in a sales class, and then like you guys got questions towards it, you guys feel free to ask the questions. The main thing is sales. The number one thing is trust. And I was just on a chat with a gentleman today. I believe in Louisville, Kentucky. I think his name is Chad. And he knew what the number one thing is. The number one thing is trust. And you got to do everything in your power to gain the trust of consumer, customer, lead, prospect, whatever it is, whatever the name that you have for that person is, that's what you have to do. I mean, it is one of the most important things. If the people trust you, they're going to buy from you. Now, Zig Ziglar used to tell everybody, if they liked you. Liking you in the service business is a secondary thing. Trust is all way more important than anything. It's the number one thing. When you are buying, when those old school coaches and sales guys were out there, they were out there selling primarily widgets, cars, things like that, because the car salesman in their era was the big deal. They trained a lot of car salespeople, and we all know the last thing we want to be is like a car salesman. As a matter of fact, car salesmen are usually referred to as the cheesy car salesman, and everybody that buys a car doesn't really have a good experience buying a car. and you don't want to create that type of atmosphere because you really don't like anybody that ever tells me they liked buying a car, I want to go buy a car from who they bought a car from, because I can tell you right now, other than buying a car from a friend of mine that he's long passed away, which showed me a lot. He was a mentor of mine and taught me a lot. I really have never purchased another car ever since, and had a good experience at doing it. And we used to call his name was Dell Ferguson. His name was Fergie, and he was a master salesperson, and learned a lot from him. Speaking of that, mentors are really good. A lot of guys out there, want to go out there and say, well, you got to have a paid mentor. You got to have this, you got to have value involved in that. Um, I can tell you right now that my best mentors were all free. They were motivated and passionate because they wanted to see you succeed. And that's the type of mentor that you really have to look for. You have to look for somebody out there that has a passion and that sees potentially a little bit of themselves in you, and they were there at one time and they really want to help you succeed. Those are the best mentors to have. Am I telling you that it's not a good thing to have a paid sales coach necessarily? I can tell you from my own experience, for motivational purposes and things like that, and accountability, sometimes when you're paying somebody, there is that you're paying them so they have a job to do, and their job is to keep you motivated and to keep you accountable. And that's also a good thing. Whereas a coach that is just trying to mentor you and doing this for free, he's not always going to be the guy that's calling you at 6 o'clock in the morning, because at this point in his career, he has gotten himself motivated. He has his own accountability tools in play, and he holds himself to all those things. And his expectations, if he was mentoring you, would be for you to have those tools already. I can tell you that right now. That's a big deal. But you know, uh, I'm coaching right now, probably about right now about 20 or 30 guys, and I've got a couple of these guys that are really doing very well. And one of the things are a couple of these guys are doing well. Some of them are directly in my market, and some are not in my market. But these guys that are in my market, they've really scaled up, and they're going to be approaching a $10,000 figure within probably less than 90 days, which is pretty good, because in about 18 months, somebody should be able to do at least 300,000 annually, in residual income accounts. And these guys in less than 90 days have already built a $10,000 a month business, which is pretty phenomenal. And especially in the type of things that we try to have them practice on. They've really done a good job, and they now are starting to understand that through unsolicited proposals, through video demos and live demonstrations. And when they gave the first live demonstration, they were like, "Wow!" The people couldn't wait to get on service. And I always try to tell people that to go out and practice demonstrations and do 25, 100 of them, whatever it takes to get them down. They really got them down quickly. And then they were able to get right in front of people. And when they started getting in front of people, they saw the difference of what a video demonstration and what a live demonstration, and what a difference it is. Um, and those things are very important to have those skills before you get in front of somebody that's important. And what we do in my sales program is we practice on low hanging fruit. We practice on smaller fish. We're not walking you in to try to nail a $250,000 contract right out of the gate. Although I'll tell you this, I have guys that have records of, you know, unsolicited proposals of doing 600,000 annually with one customer, and we're able to land those jobs, which I know some guys on here going, It's not believable. Well, I've got the video of the guys that are actually doing it. They actually have the vehicles out there and they've actually built the business. It's real. It can happen. Um, and I always try to, I was listening to oh, what's the garage guy's name? I'm having a Joe Biden moment right now, but he was talking about visualization, and I've been talking about visualization for a long, long time. If you don't believe you're going to do something and you don't visualize doing it, that's a big, huge part of selling. And if you don't believe that, don't believe in yourself, and don't believe you can actually do these things, you're not going to accomplish them. You're not going to do them. And it's really a big part of anything that you're gonna do in life. And I think that it's a huge part of selling because you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe that what you're doing is the most important thing. It's funny, I don't have time to tell this story right now because I have to go on to another call here real quick. But I'll tell it at another time, and I've told it in the past. So a lot of guys will ask you what that one thing is, and I'm not going to tell it on this video. Maybe I'll tell the story next week. I always ask you, what was the one thing that changed your life and the things that did it? And one of the things that changed my life was I always thought that somebody would, if they said that they were busy, I would always believe that, oh, what they have is more important than what I've got to tell them. And reality is it's not. And I'll tell you the story about how I learned that lesson. And a lot of guys still to this day will go, "Oh no, no, no! If somebody's busy, you got to back up and you got to give them space and just get it, blah 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 blah, And you'll find out that first of all, the number one thing is if you ask somebody for time, which I hate asking anybody for anything, they're going to always make an excuse that they don't have any time and that they're too busy. So it's never a good thing to necessarily ask somebody those types of things. But one of the things that's different about my sales, and this is maybe the golden nugget of this whole video, and some of the guys that are in my classes understand this. I try to sell residual repeat income returning, and that's all I focus on. I don't focus on residential. I don't focus on one and dones. I don't focus on any of that. I focus on repeat accounts, whether they repeat every day, twice a week, twice a month, once a quarter. Um, you know, I want jobs that repeat all the time, and I want them to repeat often. And those are the jobs that I'm focused on. But here's the one golden nugget. And at a later date, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna definitely talk about this, and we'll be able to share with you, and you'll be able to get this in my private sales group. You'll be able to get this information. I only go after money that is not the clients, it's not the investor's money. And I know people are going to be like right now, what are you talking about? Well, we're going to explain it to you. And it's a little bit more in depth than just a 5-second video here. We're going to go after money that's out there. It's budgeted, it's in a 5-year reserve, and it's there for somebody to give you. And I know that sounds too good to be true. I know that people too often don't believe that until they start doing it. And then they realize that, oh my gosh, I've been out here knocking myself out, trying, getting these answers that, oh man, it's tight right now. We don't have the money, blah, 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 blah. When we can teach you to go after people that just have the money. They have piles of cash that they're just waiting to spend. As a matter of fact, they have to spend it. And that's the type of money that I teach clients, our contractors and service providers to go after. You can go out there and you can chase the one and dones. You can go out there and deal with corporations that only care about the bottom line and that they want cheap services because the cheaper they get services, the more money that they put in their pocket. Or you can go after the money that's out there and it's waiting for you. It's just waiting for you, and somebody's there waiting to give it to you. As a matter of fact, they got to spend it or they don't have it anymore. And the bottom line is those are the type of clients that you want to start pursuing. So check it out, National Cleaning Expo. We'll be having the dates up. I'm going to do about 5 stops in the South, all over the South. It's going to be a very popular event. We're going to be limited at the locations. I'm doing several locations, but the locations are not going to hold hundreds of people. It's probably going to be a 50 to 100 person venue. So when I put the schedule out there, you're going to have to sign up. And respectfully, it's free. So if you do sign up and you're not going to come, unsign yourself up if you know you're not going to make it. What I don't want to do is tell people we will probably go to a standing room only type of thing, but I don't want to tell too many guys standing room only, and then we always have some boneheads that they don't consider that this is everybody's time. It's not really free, even though we're doing it for free. Costs a lot of money for the venues, costs a lot of money to fly, costs a lot of money to spend the time away. And I just want you to be respectful that if you do sign up, that you make sure you come. If you're not going to come, obviously, let us know. Like I said, unsign up that, so you're not taking somebody's seat that could have been there and wanted to be there when we actually have to close the seating off. Because like I said, these are not going to be big venues. They're going to be smaller venues. And I'm certain we're going to pack them up. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. Check out the sign-ups be coming up in the next couple of days. nationalcleaningexpo.com. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there on the road. And yes, we will be having some Phoenix meetings. Somebody asked me just today, when are the Phoenix meetings going to come back to monthly? As soon as it's not 125 degrees, because of a lot of my sales meeting guys is partially done outside, because we have to show you. We have to do walk around properties, things like that, to really show you how to do sales. And yes, there's a fully comprehensive thing from A to Z. We're going to show you how to do that. I walk guys through this stuff. Some of my assistants even help guys fill out contract agreements so that they know and can be sure that they're doing it the proper way. We'll see you guys on the road. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. We're out of here.